Hi, thank you so much for joining me today. So today I'm just going to do a quick get ready with me and first impressions of the Biologique Recherche Serum de Teint. And I purchased shade number 1. I'll be going through that in a minute. But basically this is just a quick, easy look for the playground. Actually, I'll be spending the day at the playground. So, you know, apologize for the messy hair and everything. It's still not completely dry yet, but yeah, so if you're interested in seeing this look, stay tuned. First up though will be the Serum de Teint information, so if you're interested in that, please take a look at that. And so far I am liking it, but I will definitely be playing with this more and giving you guys more information as I come up with my opinions and play around with it. Thanks. Hi, thank you so much for joining me. So right now I wanted to go through the Biologique Recherche, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, the Serum de Teint. I purchased shade number 1 and I haven't used this yet, so I thought we would do first impressions together, and let's go ahead and get started. So first, let me go ahead with what it says on the back, or rather the side, because the back is in French. It says that it's a unified skincare which gives a natural coverage while allowing the skin to breathe. Its long-lasting moisturizing power gives the skin an unequaled comfort throughout the day. Its photoprotector and anti-pollution active ingredients create a shield on the face surface against the urban polluting particles and free radicals formed by radiations, UV blue light, and infrared light. The skin is durably moisturized and protected against external attacks. Its fluid texture allows an easy application without demarcation line for a complexion more homogeneous, brighter, and more radiant. A healthy effect guarantees. Long-lasting moisturizing formula, non-oily and non-comedogenic, recommended for all skin, I'm assuming it's supposed to be skin types. And the active ingredients are prickly pear oil, film former, butterfly tree flowers extract, and anti-pollution polysaccharide. So I'll just put this here for you guys. I think that's a little hard to see. Anyway, for use, it recommends either using your fingers or a brush and to shake it beforehand. So I actually couldn't find anywhere around me locally that had this. I'm sure there's got to be a place somewhere in DC that carries this, but I wasn't coming up with anything on the internet, and so I ordered from a spot in New York City called LABRECQUE. So I've never actually purchased from them before, but if you are in the States, I got the Serum de Teint, and I got this little sample bag of some other Biologique Recherche items. I also purchased the brush to go with this. So we're going to test the brush with that too. And just give me a second. I left that on the sink while I was drying. Okay, so first of all, excuse my appearance. I did just get out of the shower and I only partially blow dried my hair, and I just came from the gym. So my face is a little red. Plus, I didn't wear my sun protection over the weekend, so I have a little redness from the sun as well. Anyway, here is the Biologique Recherche brush that was recommended with this. So I think the shape is really interesting, and you know, it's very soft, synthetic bristles, and I thought might as well try it. So you can see that this is actually like, it's a little bit of a curve here. It's not completely a straight angle. So it actually kind of curves up a little bit at the end, I guess, to give a better contour to the face. So this is the product, and it comes in this glass jar. And how big is this? So it's made in France, and I don't see the size on the bottle. It's 30 milliliters, 1 ounce. So let's see what this is like. And we got a dropper bottle here. All right, so doesn't seem like super runny or anything. Actually, consistency feels thin, but not like super runny or anything. Actually, I think I need a little bit more. I don't think that was a full pump that came out. And right, so let's go ahead and try this with the brush. Move in. All right, let's add a little more to my cheeks. All right, so I think probably would have been better to test this when my skin is not quite so red at the moment. But, you know, texture-wise, right now it feels a little tacky, so we'll see how long it takes to dry down, if it does or if it remains that way. And I'm not using a primer or anything today. I want to test this fully on its own. The brush is really soft. I like this brush. I like the short bristles, you know, being pretty dense. And the scent, you know, when it said that one of the active ingredients was prickly pear oil, my first thought was those Viseart lip glosses, which has prickly pear scent. And it smells really nice. I like it, but I don't like smelling on all day. And I was a little nervous that this would smell like that. But honestly, there's whatever they're using in there, the scents pretty much all negate each other. So there's like a slight scent of something, but it's not fruity. It's just a little makeup-y, but it's very faint. You know, it's not something I would notice or pick up. So I think my face is starting to calm down a little bit, and you know, I'm seeing a little bit more of this tint. I think it's blending in really well. I'll be testing this for the next few days, so I'll be able to get a better idea of like color and so forth then. But excuse this, I have a psoriasis patch here right now. The change in weather is always, it wreaks havoc on my skin and my psoriasis. So, but so far feels nice. It's still a little tacky. And it does feel like my forehead area is drying down. My cheeks are a little tacky and still a little tacky on my chin and everything. So I'll be back in a few minutes and we'll see how, if it has dried down by then. Thanks. Okay, so I am back. It's been maybe about 3 minutes and it has dried down. So there's no tacky feeling or anything on my skin anymore. And well, maybe a little bit right here, but that'll go then. But my cheeks and everything, you know, it just feels like I have skincare down, but not that tacky, freshly applied skincare. It's just my cheeks feel like moisturized, but not tacky. They're smooth. They don't feel powdery at all though. So I did, while I was off camera, I applied the Surratt Expressioniste brow pencil in blonde, and then I also applied the Pat McGrath concealer system. So what shade do I have? I have L1, and yes, L1. So I applied this very, very sparingly under my eyes and the under eye blurring powder in light. So I applied those. I'm still playing with the Pat McGrath concealer. So sometimes it looks really good and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm trying to figure out what the best application method is for it. And I'm still kind of on the fence of the color. It definitely gives some brightening, which is nice. I'm just not used to having concealers that are quite as light as this. So still kind of playing around with that, but I will give you guys my thoughts when I have formulated them. So I think I'm going for really light and natural today, and I am going to go ahead and use a cream blush. So I'm going to use one of my favorites. This is the Clay de Peau cream blush in shade 4. And Most of the time I apply this with my fingers and just kind of tap it on. But I think today I'm going to use a blush brush. So this is the Refer number 19. And I'm just going to kind of swirl this in here and just kind of apply this onto my cheeks. So I'm applying it with the tip of the brush, but I'm using the side of the blush to kind of blend it. And this is like one of those like universal shades that kind of looks good on everybody. So just a tiny bit. I think I'll add a little bit more. All right, so just a little bit of blush, and again, I'm gonna keep this super light and easy today. I'm not really setting this. Maybe I'll use the finishing powder at the end, but I think for highlight, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Surratt Torche. This is the Torche Lumiere and Diamante. So I'm gonna apply just a couple little taps on my cheek. Most of the time I apply this to my finger and then tap it on, but I'm kind of in the mood for a little bit more sparkle today. So I'm just kind of spreading it a little bit with my finger in a more of a tapping motion. There. All right, I think that's about even. I'm really enjoying this highlighter. So, yeah, and then let's see here for eyeshadow today. All right, I'm gonna go with actually one of my favorite, the Holiday Quads. And this is the Tom Ford eyeshadow quad in Soleil Neige. If I could get this plastic off. So it's this one, and I'm just gonna do a really light wash. So I'm gonna take, this is the Jumbo Blender from Sonia G, and I'm going into this taupe shade here. I'm just gonna apply this to my lid. Okay, so you can see that that's just a really light, sparkly taupey shade. And I'm gonna go ahead, this is the Sonia G Pencil 2, and I'm going into the white highlight shade, and I'm gonna dab a little bit in the corner, bring it up a little bit. And I'm not worried about being precise with anything. I'm gonna dab a little bit under the brow arch. And then I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going into the blue, and I'm going to add this to the outer corner. All right, and I'm using the very tip of the brush, and I'm just going to run it along the upper lash line. Okay, so, you know, I'm not really going for anything really precise. I'm going back to the Jumbo Blender, and I'm going back into the taupe, and I'm just going to kind of add a little bit here on top of this blue in the corner, and just kind of blend those a little bit. Very shimmery. Okay, let's see here. I think a little bit too much here. Okay, so that's it for that part, but I'm gonna go back in with the pencil 2 brush that I just used, and I'm going in with the taupe on the tip, and I'm not wiping off the blue, so there might still be a little bit. I'm just gonna run this under my lower lashes. And I am definitely getting fallout with these shadows, but honestly, this is just, I don't really care today. I'm not going for anything precise. So, all right. And that's it for the eyeshadow. I'm going to go ahead and I really want to use the new eyeliner from Chanel. I'm going to use the Gris Argent. This is number 524, the silver. And I'm actually just going to add a tiny bit. And I'm not going to do a real wing. I'm just going to bring it up just a little bit in the corner. And let me do the other side. All right, let's see here. So there we go. Just a little bit of liquid eyeliner to give it just a little bit more depth than just the blue there. But I really like how the blue and the silver kind of go together there. All right, so let me go ahead. I'm going to just add a little mascara here. And just curl my lashes. This is the Surratt Releve lash curler. And I'm going to use, I guess I'll just finish up my Chanel Inimitable. I think this is the last time I'm going to use this one. It's just about out. But I had like these other mascaras and I can't find them anywhere. I found a few samples, but they weren't really ones I was super interested in. But I had like a pile of like full-size mascaras and I'm a little worried they somehow got trashed by mistake. Maybe they got mixed up with the recycling or something that was going out. So I can't find them anywhere. I've actually been going through and sorting and can't find them. So I don't know. I guess maybe I do have to buy a new mascara, even though I really want to. I'll probably just go ahead and use these little samples that I have for a while. So this is the Tweezerman eyelash comb. And I like the letter I. So yeah, my mascara is starting to flake a little bit. I'm just gonna go ahead and toss that now. Definitely getting old there. All right, so I think I am gonna just finish up with a little powder. I'm gonna use the Guerlain Meteorites in light. And I'm just gonna swirl a little bit on my Surratt face brush and just kind of blend that in. All right, so that's it for that. And then for lips, my favorite part, I think, today, let's go with, I'm going to use one of the new Guerlain ones. This is the shade 59, which is the, I think I forget what they call it, like a light rosewood or something. My lips are a little bit dry at the moment. All right, so there's the lipstick. And I think let's go ahead and just add a little gloss on top. I'm actually going to add, this is the Pat McGrath Lust Gloss in Dare to Bear. This is not one of the sparkly ones. Just gonna add a little bit here. Okay, I think those colors look nice together. All right, so I think that is it for my makeup. And I just gonna let my hair dry and then hopefully get some of the frizz out of it. But yeah, so that's it for my light and easy look using the Biologique Recherche Serum de Teint. So far, I like it, but I will let you guys know my thoughts after I use it more. And thanks so much for sharing my first impressions. Thanks. Okay, so I just wanted to give you an update. This is a 5-hour update. And so far, it's wearing well. You know, earlier when I applied, I did get a lot of fallout from the eyeshadow, and I do have a highlighter here, so you'll see some sparkle here, but the actual Serum de Teint is doing really well so far. And yeah, I mean, it hasn't gotten oily or greasy or anything. It's very comfortable. It doesn't really feel like much of anything. So I will definitely be keeping an eye on this, and I'll do, you know, a more dedicated video later. Thank you so much. So thank you so much for tuning in. So again, I will give you guys my thoughts on the Biologique Recherche Serum de Teint after I have used it more. But so far I am enjoying it. I think it gives a nice light coverage, and now that my redness in my face has died down a bit, you know, I do think, you know, color wise, it does help mask some of my natural redness a little bit. It's not going to be anything major. It is essentially a tinted moisturizer. Whether it does any photo protection or any of those claims, honestly, no idea, no way of testing. I'm just really interested in seeing how it holds up and whether or not it is something that feels comfortable on my skin for a long period of time. So those are the things that I'm really looking for in a tinted moisturizer, as well as something that obviously works well with my skin tone. So again, this is shade number 1, and the texture of this, you know, it was tacky when I first applied it, but it did dry down in a few minutes, and then it just felt like moisturized skin, not super freshly moisturized where you still have a little tackiness, but you know, it wasn't like velvety like a powder or anything either, kind of like in between. And I am very happy with that. So that was good. Application, again, so far I've just used this brush, but it does recommend to use either a brush or your fingers. And texture wise, my most commonly used foundation is the Guerlain Essentiel foundation. And if you are familiar with this, I would say the Serum de Teint is maybe like 30% lighter in consistency. So it is a light texture, but it's not super runny. It is thin. It spreads out very easily. And yeah, so overall, I do like it. And I'm looking forward to testing it longer and seeing how well it goes. But I will definitely do a dedicated video on this after I have used this for a while and can really test it out. But I am currently optimistic. So thank you so much for tuning in. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video. Thanks so much and have a great day.